Great to have you join me this morning on the Spotlight. My name is Kizuke. Welcome to another time, another edition of its kind. This is the Spot Time where I get to, get to inform you just so you need to know what's really going on. And I will start the show this morning by saying, if you missed out yesterday where the AFCON draw was being held, right there in Ivory Coast, I could say you really did miss a lot. Sincerely, trust me. That yesterday was so great to see because our own very country, I'm not trying to sound biased because I'm a Nigerian, so what do you expect? We are now going to play in the Group A, where host country, Ivory Coast, will be there, Equatorial Guinea. And let's let you know the way it goes now. Host country, Ivory Coast, will join in the Group A by Nigerian draw of the African Cup of Nations in Abidjan on Thursday, fast improving Equatorial Guinea and Guinea-Bissau, who have qualified for a fourth straight edition, complete the MENA League. Now, all the heavyweight pairing included defending champion Senegal and five-time winners Cameroon, while African First World Cup semi-finalists Morocco face the Democratic Republic of Congo. Ivory Coast taking a third group Cup nation starter will meet Guinea-Bissau in the opening match on 13 January in Abidjan Economic Hub. The Ivorian clash with three-time champions Nigeria, and that will attract most attention among the 6 Group A fixtures. Nigeria were last crowned the Cup of Nations winner back in 2013 in South Africa, and the Ivory Coast side also succeeded them in 2 years later in Equatorial Guinea. Now, before I leave the place, before we go on, we did see the 2010 African Cup of Nations. What happened, the blessed memory, Stephen Keshi, he took us to the Nations Cup, and I would not forget Sunday in Hurry. And I love the squad, but you can want to compare that squad with this recent side because I believe Jose Pesero has all it takes to, take us there with the players we have. But the teamwork is what I'm fearing or really praying to see that it comes to play. Now, moving on, the next on side, the president of Nigerian Football Federation, NFF, Alhaji Ibrahim Gusau, has given reasons that informed the choice of Mozambique as Super Eagles opponent on the latest FIFA international window. Super Eagles are scheduled to confront the Mambas of Mozambique next week, Tuesday, October 16, at the Stadium Municipal de Furial, Portugal, after playing the Saudi Arabian national team, the Green Falcons, on Friday. And that's October 13, happens to be today. Okay, so before I talk, I'm liking the name though. When I saw, Estadio Municipal de Albufeira, that's in Portugal. And the Mozambique guys do speak Portuguese. And it would be nice to see a Portuguese colonized country playing against Nigeria. But meanwhile, we have to go face a very big game coming up today where we see us playing against the Green Falcons on Friday, which is stated today, October 13th. Now, moving on, according to the NFF president, the choice of Mozambique is first to keep the Super Eagles busy during the FIFA international window, and also to enable head coach Jose Pesero to have a feel of how the South African countries play ahead of next month 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers. Now, the members who are ranked 113th on the latest FIFA Men World Ranking did not progress beyond the group stage of the African Cup of Nations in their 3 previous appearances so far in the history of the tournament. Now, they are in for their 4th AFCON appearance at Ivory Coast 2023. And let's take it away from that and go back local, talk about Nigerian Premier Football League NPFL, where Rivers United yesterday defeated Remo Stars, tuning in the scheduled Nigerian Premier Football League match day 1 encounter at the Adokia Nyasamaka Stadium, Port Harcourt on Thursday. The hosts were awarded the penalty in 11 minutes after Remo Stars defender handled the ball inside the box. Forward Alexon Yowa slotted the ball for the home side Rivers United in getting the first goal of the campaign. Now, former Remo Stars striker, this is the one I want to talk about. Andy Okwe scored against his former club late in the game to make the opposition side point save of the former NPFL champions. Rivers United have now won 6 of the last 7 NPFL games against Remo Stars. That's a record. I'm going to say that again. Rivers United have now won 6 of the last 7 NPFL games against Remo Stars. I would say that was a slap on the face of Daniel Oguma the day of Remo Stars. Now, Stanley Oguma will host Kora United in the next league game on Sunday. Remo Stars will then take on away side to Bayelsa United also on Sunday encounter. Before I move to tennis, I want to say, talk a little bit about the Nigerian Premier Football League and what I've been saying over time. I want to commend the league, but the way it's been right now, I feel like there's a room for development. But the game we saw yesterday, I can't even believe such goals can come from our home soil, the NPFL. You need to see the goal from Andy Okpe from the outside. And he celebrated the goal. When I did see that celebration, I felt like, maybe you don't have to do this. You don't celebrate against the Remo Star where you came from. But it depends on how you left the club. We've seen a whole lot of players score and, they be sorry about, we don't have to do this. But Andy Okwe yesterday, the reverse seems to be the case where he celebrated. I mean, the goal was worth celebrating, though. Now, congratulations to Stanley Guma and Rivers United. Next on, talking about tennis now, Sebastian Korda reached his first Masters semi-final as he held his nerve to tame fast rival fellow American Ben Chilton 6-7, 10-12, 6-2, 7-6, 8-6 in Shanghai on Thursday. The 26th seed finally sealed the trail in the quarterfinal on a 6-match point and plays Poland 16th seed Hubert Hurkacz for a place in Sunday final. Now you need to know that Shanghai Masters is still very much on. The draw has opened up for the 23-year-old Korda as it shows his and closes on a second ATP title. Top seed Carlos Alcaraz was toughed up out in the last 16 to follow down. Remember there between beating Korda, Holger Rune, Stefano Tsitsipas and Jannik Sinner out of the exit door. So you could say he is just Korda, who was more relieved than everything else afterward, having let slip 5 match points in a deciding set tiebreak. He might get it right. He just might be the next big thing. I just might say that. I don't know. I love to say this all the time when I'm on the show. That sometimes in life you never know until you try. Now I don't know how I can sound this way, but this is so bad to share. Okay, it's about betting, right? Now we've seen players who have been involved in all of these scandals, and the latest man on the list now is Sandro Tonali of Newcastle and Nicolo Zaniolo of Aston Villa, who have been sent home from Italy training camp after criminal prosecutor launched an investigation into alleged gambling offences. The country's football federation said this on Thursday in a statement. The FIJC confirmed that midfielder Tonali and forward Zaniolo, who both play in England with Newcastle United, and Aston Villa, respectively, had been formally informed of the probe by a prosecutor from Turin at the Azuris Confessiano Training Center. Now the pair will miss Italy's Euro 2024 qualifying matches with Malta and England, with European champion second in Group C, but level on 7 points with Ukraine and North Macedonia. The news comes from a day after FIJC prosecutors announced a probe into Juventus midfielder Nicolo Fagioli, who is alleged to have also used a variety of identities to place bet on legal website. Fagioli's lawyers complained and he claimed that the 22-year-old, who is also being investigated by Turin criminal prosecutors, handed himself into the authorities. Now look at the names of these Italian guys. I'm a fan of Italian language. I love the Latin. I love Rome. Yes, but talking about these names, the likes of Nicolo Zaniolo, you have to say Fagioli, all of this nice name feels great to talk about. Sandro Tonali, the name sounds nice, but the story doesn't sound good. It's just so bad. It's so bad. I don't know how this will pan out for these players. If they are found guilty, I'll let you know it's a bad one for Newcastle and also Aston Villa, because Nicolo Zaniolo was just signed from the Tennis Serie A, and also Sandro Tonali making his first impact all the way from AC Milan to Newcastle. This would really affect them. For Juventus, I don't know. I just think the sporting director needs to have a say or possible talk or the management to these players. For all of the players involved in this betting scandal, but for Juventus, we talked about Pogba, anti-doping not long, and now I'm talking about Fagioli yourself in the news. Now, quickly moving on the show now, Newcastle are planning a move for Arsenal young forward Emil Smith-Rowe in the January transfer window. Rowe was linked to Arsenal, allowed to arrive at Chelsea over the summer after spending much of last season on the bench with his future at the club in doubt. Now, Northern Echo is reporting that Newcastle are considering a move for Smith-Rowe in the winter window, and also club chief will soon meet to discuss their January plans. The report also claimed that Newcastle director Amanda Stepley and Merada Kudosi are expected also due to meet with chairman Yasser Amrian before the end of the international break. Magpies head coach Eddie Howe will also be involved in the discussion as the high-flying side look to plan out their transfer strategy for January. The media outlet also claimed that Smith-Rowe has already been discussed by Newcastle recruitment team as a potential target, given his lack game time at Arsenal. Rowe has made 6 appearances in all competitions this season, having also struggled with injuries during the campaign. And Smith-Rowe is the latest player, I would say, that wants to make a move away from the club. From where I'm coming from, I want to say this. I don't think I like to play second fiddle. Never would want to play second fiddle. I always want to be the best out of my equals. I strive so hard because I want to get out there. I want to be there. I want to be among the first. I mean, if I'm not the first, then I don't think that's the second. So now Smith-Rowe feels like The only time he sees his competition is when he looks back at his past game, and he wants to leave. Now, it's not about this young guy wanting to leave. We did see what happened in the under 21, where we had Cole Palmer, we had Conor Gallagher. Gallagher wasn't the team, Cole Palmer. Smith Rowe, in that very team, what's his name, Anthony Gordons, all of these guys who have got the potentials to be out there. They want to play every game, but for Smith Rowe being in a team where Mikel Arteta doesn't look his way, he feels it's time for him to make a move, and it's hard time he runs away from the club. Now, what about Newcastle? They are really, really trying. What Newcastle is really doing now at the moment is they are strategizing. Newcastle is trying to build a team, and that's just what it is. Emil Smith Rowe might be the latest. Now, let me share this with you if you're a Chelsea fan. I don't know how funny this will be, but Chelsea target January move for Victor Osimhen. Chelsea have added Victor Osimhen to the list of possible targets for that January. Now, Osimhen. Victor Osimhen, I call the name again. I just see that on my mobile one of the days before. That was the day before yesterday. I can't recall the time where John Mikel, legendary of Chelsea, a legend of Nigerian Super Eagles as well. He won the 2013 AFCON under Stephen Keshi. Has come to say that Osimhen, I would advise you to go to Chelsea. I don't know if he's trying to stick side because he's a Chelsea legend. He said, I know United might be on your mind, but I would advise you to join Chelsea come January. But Osimhen has been linked to the move away from Serie A Napoli following the TikTok video role involving him and the club side. Chelsea are in the market now for a possible striker and already monitoring the Nigerian international Brentford star Ivan Toney. Napoli are also hoping to tie the talismanic forward to a new contract, and talks have been slowed over the side of the release clause and also the TikTok role. The striker also played a key role in Napoli's title success win last season. Osimhen scored 26 goals in 32 league appearances for the Patina Pie. He also netted 5 times 11 outs in across all competitions for the Serie A champions last season. Now, before I move to the next show or next phase, Victor Osimhen, I knew he was going to be this way. One thing about Osimhen is a question is you stayed back at Napoli. It means you have to live up to expectations. Sometimes I say there's a difference in working hard and when you work extra hard. Osimhen needs to work extra hard. But from the Napoli side, who haven't won the Scudetto for 33 years, who got it just last season under, Luciano Spalletti, where they've got Vichigara, Scalia, Victor Osimhen, Damian, Gisa, Zambo, Meret, Petros Zaleski. That team was great to see. Now the manager left. There's also Rudy Garcia, who was managing the team and is not really doing well. Now we see the news coming to say, the media news, or possibly from the Napoli side, saying they want to get the sign. They want to sign Graham Potter. Now for Victor Osimhen, the TikTok role, we did see that where he was made mockery. I don't want to talk about how he was like a clown in that video. That doesn't sound cool. And his agent, Calenda, has been, we need to take this case to court. But it was along with saw Victor Osimhen sending a message back to the country, Nigeria, and also to the Italian fans saying, yes, we are good to go. But would he leave for Chelsea? If it's going to be a yes, it means he's going to be facing competition with the likes of Nicholas Jackson and Amanda Broha. But if he goes to Chelsea, I would say I don't see him being on the bench. Osimhen will not play in the second fiddle in any team in Europe at the moment. And now let's talk about David Alaba, who is approaching full fitness and will be available for Real Madrid match against Barcelona on October 28th at the Estadio Olympic Luis Campni as Carlos Alaba leads the hunt for Los Blancos 36 La Liga title. Real Madrid are currently fourth in La Liga with 24 points after 9 matches in the 23-24 campaign. Madrid are looking to go on more step with Ancelotti in the driver's seat. They are the most successful team in Spanish football history, having won La Liga title 5 times and 14 UEFA Champions League titles. And Ancelotti needs a healthy squad to go to have a full day start of the campaign. According to reports, Alaba will be available for the match against Sevilla, which will take place after the current international break on Saturday. Now, the international break continues. Clubs have football on suspension at the moment. Not just our club, please, I beg your pardon. I mean top flight football on suspension while the international break. We know some leagues are still going on. Now, Scotland missed their first chance to seal a Euro 2024 bid as they lost to 2 late goals in Spain on Thursday as the third contenders in the Group A. Norway also got a 4-0 win over Cyprus. Elsewhere, Turkey in the fourth game under Vincenzo Montella won in Croatia to vow the top of the Group D, and Albania tidying up their group grade on Group E with a comfortable win over Czech Republic. And that was the magic of the game. Now, Scotland, had won all 5 of their group games and entered Thursday match in Seville, needing 1 point from 3 matches just to qualify. Spain pressed in the first half, but Scotland had the balls in the net first when McTominay swerved the second half. Free kick over Osimhen. The strike was disallowed by the VAR review for an offence in the goal mouth by Jack Hendry. Scotland, John McGinn also wasn't happy about that. Let's talk about Alvaro Morata, who converted a cross from Jesus Navas to put Spain ahead of, that's after 73 minutes, and 10 minutes later, Osimhen Sanchez, who had also come from the international debut after 67 minutes, sealed Spain 25th straight home game and Euro qualifying the victory, and that game was great to see. McTominay firing on all cylinders for his side, on the rock page. I think the man is really bringing out the best in McTominay, but regardless, we should be talking about the Spanish national team. With the result yesterday, it means Spain takes up the head. And also, yesterday when I was watching that game, I was reminiscing in my mind and I was looking at Rodrigo, a Spanish international in the middle of the park, the way he was converting the midfield. The middle of the park looks very nice. It's a long time I did see Rodri play. We know the story of Man City at the moment. So it's all about Rodri. It's all about Alvaro Morata. It's all about the manager. They got a great team, and you just would say they were good to go. But for McTominay's team, Scotland on the rock page, McGinn, all of these guys, they did well. But that happens to be a history. But don't forget, international games, friendly games coming up today. Let me say it quickly, this one will be coming Nigeria. Super Eagles will be taking on the Saudi Arabian side. They call them the Green Falcons, and that game is scheduled for 5 p.m. Nigerian time, where we'll play against this side. And I hope the Super Eagles comes out well. I want to share this with you quickly before I run away from the studio. All eyes on Jose Pesaro. How well will he take us there? And the question, would it be, or maybe not be, after all is said and done? More is said and done. Thank you, Lagos City and beyond, for joining me right here on the Spotlight on Voice of the People TV. It is time for me to call it a wrap. Hopefully I return back, for you on Monday. I almost really forgot that it's a Friday, but it's a Friday, you know what it is. Every Friday I like to do the shout out. But thank you so much for my amiable producer, James keeping it cold, the man who gets to make the mic look very fly. I see you so much, Paul. Thank you. The man I could say the enter master, Alexia Lakuku Lakaka Manfred, and the man making the screen look very nice. All of you guys behind the scene, I say appreciation to you. Thank you so much for making the show a worthwhile. And it's time for me to go. I would say this: if you're not doing it right, you are definitely doing it wrong. Have a great weekend. Peace out. I'm Kizzy K.